Hello everyone, Billy here, to bring you a video about one of the most famous groups in the Naruto world's history. The legendary three are also known as the Sannin. I'm going to be breaking down the history of this group and its members. I'll be going over in detail about the past of Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, and the influence and power they hold in the world of Naruto, and this will be talking about mostly pre-Shippuden. The best place to start with is how they gained these titles. Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade were once a member of Hiruzen Sarutobi's group. They inevitably split up due to disagreements in their group, and with each shinobi strong enough to take care of themselves, they went on their own way. But through calamity and violence of the Second Great Shinobi World War, they teamed up once again. They inevitably came to blows with Hanzo the Salamander, leader of Amagakure. He was a very formidable shinobi, who very few were able to stand up against with any hope of survival. Their battle was super fierce and left the rest of their platoon dead on the floor at the feet of Hanzo, except Jiraiya, Orochimaru, and Tsunade, of course. They stood all tall and valiantly, still ready to do battle with Hanzo, being impressed by Jiraiya's fire and earth mastery, along with his tenacity, being impressed by Orochimaru's vast arsenal and resilience, and being impressed with Tsunade's medical ninjutsu along with their teamwork. He spared them another battle and let them live on. But of course, they were bestowed the title of Sannin. At the very moment they became famous worldwide as the ones who survived Hanzo and held great abilities, to the point where even hearing someone has the title of Sannin is enough to scare people away from doing battle with them. Some people try to say for some reason that Hanzo only gave them that title to make him look better, but this is baseless. We know Hanzo is a ninja of great honor and respect, to the point where he resisted Kabuto's Edo Tensei control entirely, despite the fact that Kabuto was trying to keep him under his control. He literally resisted the control because he respected Mifune and took himself out. Someone might be wondering why it even matters to get a title from someone like Hanzo, but trust me, it's certainly insane. Hanzo was basically without equal in battle during his life. He was fast enough to avoid the Soul Dragon from Nagato and put the Akatsuki in a hostage situation, despite the fact they already had some popularity for their skill. Hanzo is so strong in fact that Jiraiya believed nobody he even knows alive can stop him when he found out pain killed him. So this means all the Akatsuki members he had knowledge of, Orochimaru, Tsunade, or any of the current Kage, in Jiraiya's mind at least, could stop Hanzo. Surely by now you can tell that getting a title from such a strong and famous adversary is definitely impressive. But what happened to the Sannin after the war? Now, a quick shout out to myself. I do all the work for these videos. I record it, edit it, gather all the stuff you see on the screen, and write my own scripts. So if you guys do like what I do here, please like and subscribe, because only like 5% of people that watch the videos are subscribed. Let's get back to the video. After the chaos and calamity of the Second Great Ninja World War, Jiraiya felt a need and urge to train some of the youth from the war. After all, so many innocent lives were caught in the middle of the war they had no part in, Nagato, Yahiko, and Konan being a shining example of this. Their parents were taken by the hands of the Hidden Leaf Ninja. Jiraiya promised to stay back and take care of them, and train them until they were strong enough to defend themselves. After seeing a renegade ninja who attacked Yahiko, and he was a leaf ninja, and that ninja got struck down by Nagato, they realized that Jiraiya wasn't like the other ninjas the kids have seen before. His compassion started to rub off on them. Jiraiya wanted to make sure the Rinnegan powers were under control, and he taught Nagato how to do so. After this, Jiraiya and Orochimaru came to blows sometime later, where Jiraiya failed to bring him back. Jiraiya began to spy and gather intel for the Leaf Village. That's where he spent his time gathering intel, training rigorously, doing research, and spying on the Akatsuki. On to Orochimaru. After the wars, due to his many accomplishments and skills and versatility shown in them, he was more than ready to be considered a candidate for Hokage. But due to his dangerous and heartless mentality and nature, he wasn't considered for the role and lost out on this to Minato later. After losing the election, he began to conduct super messed up experiments on villagers to master more jutsu, killing more and more people to obtain his idea of perfection. To meet his end goal, he knew the normal human life wasn't long enough, so he wanted to gain immortality with the Art of Immortality Jutsu. This is a jutsu in which he transfers his soul forcibly over to someone else and completely takes them over. Orochimaru then pulled allies from like Kabuto and joined the Akatsuki to steal Itachi's body. After a miserable defeat at the hands of Itachi, he left the organization and started the Sound Village and continued to grow his village's power and influence along with his experiments. And we arrive at where we see him at the start of the series, killing Rasa to get close to an attempt to take down Sarutobi Hiruzen. Tsunade didn't have it easy after the Second War. Her brother died, who she gave the necklace to, the day after she gave it to him. This was a heavy blow on Tsunade, although she did change the way the Leaf set up their squads with inclusions of more medical ninja. She wasn't quick to do any favors for anyone after all she's been through though. Tsunade was deemed as one of the major reasons the Leaf even won the war. She couldn't save everyone during the war though, like her close friend Dan, who she couldn't save him because of the amount of blood he lost in battle. This is why she gained the phobia of blood in the first place. Yet again, a necklace bearer that died after wanting to be Hokage too, by the way. She became quite sheltered and bitter. She became unwilling to help in the Third War in regards to healing ninja and decided to train Dan's niece, Shizune, to become a skilled medical ninja, so she didn't have to see the bloodshed. Tsunade left Konoha and just focused on gambling and not getting involved with conflict again, and that's where we meet her at the start of Naruto. Now that we've gone over every Sannin individually, up until the start of the series, I'm going to get into the influence they have on the world of Naruto. Jiraiya is the one who set the pathway to peace in motion. His writing and teaching led to the Child of Prophecy's steadfast conviction and iron will in leading the ninja world out of the treacherous path of hatred it kept following. Naruto, of course, owes this to Jiraiya, as it was Jiraiya's teachings that made Naruto conquer hatred, and it could be said that he's the one that beat Obito and Nagato through Naruto. Naruto was the perfect embodiment of Jiraiya's influence. If it wasn't for Jiraiya training the Amagakure orphans, then they wouldn't have mastered their abilities or go through the pain that they suffered. It was Nagato's conflicting ideology that pushed Naruto physically and mentally to the edge. If not for him, then he would have never understood Sasuke. Jiraiya really did bring the path of peace into the light for the future to grasp with open hands. It took his life to sprout a new world where hatred can be vanquished, although he never will get to see it. Stepping down on the ladder of influence, we see Orochimaru. He's been messing stuff up and stirring up drama everywhere. If not for Orochimaru, Itachi might have not received the Tosuke Blade, as it's hinted that it's possible that he received the weapon to specifically seal Orochimaru, thus giving Itachi the win over Edo Tensei Nagato. On a deeper level, Orochimaru killed Gaara's father and left the gate open for Gaara to become Kazekage. Who knows how Gaara would have ended up if his dad was still running the village in Shippuden. Judging by his morals, it's clear it wouldn't have been good for Gaara, since he constantly attempted to kill him. Obviously, this wasn't an intended effect of Orochimaru, but it was a wheel he did set in motion regardless. He's also the reason Jiraiya spent so much time spying on the Akatsuki, since the reason he basically got started spying on them is because of Orochimaru. So Kakashi and the people of the village would have been less prepared for the Akatsuki, and Naruto might not have went to go train with Jiraiya. Obviously, pulling Sasuke into darkness set the wheels in motion for Naruto and Sasuke to try to solve the world's hatred problems in their own ways. As you can see, Orochimaru might not have done anything purposely to set anything good in motion, but he still did regardless. On top of this, he took down Hiruzen and made the Leaf Village appoint Tsunade as Hokage, and basically saving Tsunade from a life of bad habits and gambling. He also brought back the Edo Hokage, which almost single-handedly saved the war. One person with underrated influence in the series due to training the least important member of Team 7, yes, she's still very valuable, but that's a stacked team, you gotta understand, is Tsunade. Not only did she basically change by herself the way Leaf Village deals with battle, but her medical advancements have been basically souling as the single reason why the Leaf won the Second and Third Great Wars, as before they didn't require medical ninja. She has cured countless poisons and saved countless lives. If not for training Sakura, then it's possible more lives would have been taken by sorcery, as Sakura was one of the only ones other than Tsunade herself that can come up with a way to fight sorcery and make a cure, other than Shio of course. If not for Tsunade, then Naruto would have been surely locked up by Danzo and forced to stay in the village, as Kakashi said to Naruto when Danzo was subbing for her. She was the only reason Naruto was so free as he is. She constantly stood up for Naruto and denied orders from elders because she believed in him. Also, she trained Sakura into being a valuable member of the medical unit, and she saved lots of lives in the war. Now that I've done their individual story and influence in the story that maybe you haven't heard before, I think this is an important time to say, as a unit, what they couldn't have done without all of them together. Although they always butted heads, and they always had a deadlock, it's quite clear to see that without all of them in the story of Naruto, it might have ended catastrophically worse. It's very important that everything they did stays exactly the same as to let the cycle of hatred end. It was off the backs of their failures and successes that Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Nagato gained their strengths and weaknesses too. Everything went perfectly with the Sannin, and it's possible Jiraiya would have been less interested in the world's hatred. If not for Orochimaru's questionable decisions, Sasuke wouldn't have been able to talk to the past Kage and come up with his ninja way to oppose Naruto. And if not for Tsunade, then Kaguya might have slipped away and they might have lost to Kaguya. They literally turned the wheels of shinobi history in no small measure. And if you read this story with these thoughts in mind, you'll see how endless their influence is. But Ishiki said it the best. Jiraiya had a legendary fate, but one thing he forgot to say is, all the Sannin did. Now if you guys do like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and have a nice day.